Fourth, and very important, climate and energy. We're seeing just how critical this is every day. The entire world is feeling the impact of Russia's brutal war in Ukraine and on our energy markets. We need worldwide effort to invest in transformative clean energy projects to ensure that critical infrastructure is resilient to changing climate. Critical materials that are necessary for our clean energy transition, including the production of batteries, need to be developed with high standards for labor and environment. Fast and reliable transportation infrastructure, including railroads and ports, is essential to moving inputs for refining and processing and expanding access to clean energy technologies. For example, the U.S. government just facilitated a new partnership between two American firms and the government of Angola to invest $2 billion in building a new solar projects in Angola. It's a partnership that will help Angola meet its climate goals and energy needs while creating new markets for American technologies and good jobs in Angola, and I suspect throughout Africa. And in Romania, the American company NuScale Power will build the first of its kind small modular reactor plant. This will help bring online zero-emission nuclear energy to Europe faster, more cheaply, and more efficiently. The U.S. government is helping advance the development of this groundbreaking American technology, which will strengthen Europe's energy security and create thousands of jobs in Romania and the United States. These deals are just some of what's in store. And we're ready. We're ready to get to work together, all of us, to lead efforts, to lead U.S. efforts, in my case. I appointed Amos Hochstein, my special presidential coordinator, to deal with the rest of our colleagues. I'll lead the U.S. whole-of-government approach to drive a coalition and a collaboration with the G7 and our partners around the world, including private sector and multilateral development banks. I want to be clear. This isn't aid or charity. It's an investment that will deliver returns for everyone, including the American people and the people of all our nations. It'll boost all of our economies. It's a chance for us to share our positive vision for the future and let communities around the world see themselves and see for themselves the concrete benefits of partnering with democracies. Because when democracies demonstrate what we can do, all that we have to offer, I have no doubt that we'll win the competition every time. Thank you. Now I invite President van der Leyen to the podium.
Thank you very much, Joe, Mr. President. Thank you, Olaf, Herr Bundeskanzler. We've just tried to overcome a global pandemic, and it shook the global economy. And then, as the global economy was just recovering, Russia's vicious attack on Ukraine happened, driving prices up everywhere from food to energy and casting deep uncertainty, especially in the most fragile countries. These are very severe challenges. We will tackle them head-on, and this is why G7 partners are gathered here. But this must not, and it will not, divert us away from our affirmative agenda. To show the world that democracies, when they work together, provide the single best path to deliver results for our people and people all over the world, on climate, on health security, and on digital innovation. And indeed, last November at COP26, thank you again, Boris, for the initiative, we announced our plans to step up globally investments in climate-positive infrastructure. This was our response to the commitment we made at Carbis Bay, and I will never forget the start of this initiative at Glasgow, together with you, Joe, and you, Boris. It was the beginning of a success story. Today, the world needs these investments more than ever. And that is what the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment is all about. So now what should we do? We should work side by side. And this is the one and only way to maximize the potential of our investments and to demonstrate the power of development finance when it reflects democratic values. That is transparency, inclusivity, and sustainability, when it embraces high standards for the environment and for the workers, and when it mobilizes the private sector. That's what success looks like. On our side, Europe's response to the world's investment gap is Global Gateway. It's going to be under the roof of the Global Partnership for Infrastructure and Investment. It's the Team Europe approach. And to the $200 billion dollars that have just been announced by the President of the United States, Team Europe is mobilizing 300 billion euros till 2027 over the next 7 years from both public and private sources. 300 billion euros for sustainable, quality infrastructure and also for health infrastructure. Investments that are transparent and that improve everyday lives and bring real benefit for the communities on the ground. Global Gateway is fully at work, and we're listening closely to the recipient countries so that we can better understand their needs and deliver the biggest impact. We already have many great examples to share. Some of them have already been named. The mRNA vaccine manufacturing plants, for example. We just extended this successful program to Latin America too. But, for example, also the Great Green Wall, a project for food security and land restoration on the continent. Or take the submarine fiber optic cable, ELA,